Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Friday, January 6th at 4 p.m. here in Northern California. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at the bullish action in the market to get a feel for how far it can go and what the prognosis of the market is. We're going to focus on Ethereum in this video, but let me begin by saying that in my Patreon community, we are actively trading Ethereum right now, and we have a plan for making about $2,400 this month. So you're free to join us at the $19 level. I'm giving all of my trading calls and everything to everyone at the $19 level for this month only. Feel free to join us at patreon.com/cryptogenic. Let's jump right in and take a look at this market. First of all, taking a look at the weekly chart, let me jump to the daily chart first so that you can see this bullishness. Notice the parabolic SAR has turned bullish. Whenever you got the dots underneath, it's bullish. Dots above, it's bearish. Looking at this nice break above this line here in the RSI, it looks like the RSI wants to reach for the top of this trend line, and the price wants to reach for the top of this trend line. So that's a nice bullish move that we've been in the process of making, and actually if we do hit the top of this line, that's another 7% profit. However, this is an ascending narrowing wedge. We've got nice hidden bearish divergence in the RSI. We made a lower high in the price, higher high in the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence. This is a bear flag. It's a classic bear pennant, actually. We've got the flagpole here and the pennant. It's a rising wedge, tends to break down bearish. So I'm anticipating if we do hit the top, and I can't guarantee that we will hit the top, but I'm anticipating a breakdown of about 22% once we break down from this triangle, and that should take us down to about $1,000, and that will be a chain reaction that I believe will set in motion our move down towards the final capitulation at the bottom of this market. However, if we take a look at this weekly chart, the analysis that I just provided on the daily chart concurs. If we come up to the top of that line, we are testing the 200-week moving average. This yellow line here is the 200-week moving average. It makes sense that we would come and test that line and then get rejected at that line and break down. But coming down to a little bit above, below $1,000 would take us all the way down here. And you see this wedge that we're in the process of making here, the symmetrical triangle. Well, if we chart the break of this triangle, you're talking about another 51% from the break of this triangle. And if, let's say, the break is here, even though this is arbitrary, 51% down would take us all the way down to $576. So I think that this would be a chain reaction that would strengthen the bulls, the bears, strengthen the bears, and set us in position to move down to the bottom of the market, which is great. The quicker we get down and we establish a bottom and we break out bullish again, the better, because that will begin the next ride up. And the question is, let's say the bottom is here. What does that look like in terms of where we're going in the next market move? Oh, let's see. Let's try this again. What that looks like in my estimation is potentially something like this. And that could take us all the way up to a $15,000 Ethereum. And I think that is very likely, honestly. I think that's very possible. I think we can actually see even greater than a $15,000 Ethereum. We just got to hold on. All right. So now, why do I have these lines? These lines look different. First of all, I want to say that this is two different ways of looking at the current trend on the weekly chart. The first is these two solid lines are a descending narrowing wedge. And if this is correct, then we're going to get rejected within the next 3 weeks. We might wick above it, but within the next 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. At the most, we're going to get rejected and start heading down. All right? Now, if we juxtapose this against the daily chart, I see the rejection happening no later than February 2nd. So that's about 4 weeks. So it concurs. It works. This whole wedge here corresponds to this wedge here, and it works perfectly. However, Another way of looking at this is as a channel. And if we are in a channel, you see these two lines? Still takes us to the same destination. It just takes us a little longer. And that means that the resistance, if we are actually in this channel, the resistance would be way up here at almost $1,500. So we could get a bullish move that breaks us above the 200-week moving average before we get rejected at about $1,500. We need to be aware of that as a possibility, especially for those of us who are actively trading this asset. But notice on the daily chart, we got this nice bullish move that started over here, and we are up about 10% just really in the last week, right? What does that look like for the future? Where are we going next? Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, we noticed that the RSI topped out over here, but the price still made a higher high and the RSI made a lower high. That's called bearish divergence. It's classic bearish divergence. It simply means that the RSI on the 4-hour chart needs to cool down before it can possibly pump again. I mean, of course, it can always possibly pump again, but once we start seeing bearish divergence in the RSI, especially on the 1-hour chart, see the bearish divergence? The market topped out here on the RSI, made a higher high here and a lower high there. That's already bearish divergence, but then made another higher high here and a second lower high here. So we're 2 lower highs in on the 1-hour chart. The odds of us getting another pump are getting smaller and smaller. What I think is going to happen is we may try to touch that top line again and then come down and bounce around within this range. Somewhere in this area here, I think we're going to make a range for a while. That's going to give the 1 and 4-hour charts time to kind of bottom out again, and then it'll give the bulls some steam to build up for the next pump up, right? We see this on the 5-minute chart as well. This kind of helps us to see. But with all that being said, what I am expecting, even if we have to come down and retest this line here or somewhere above it, I see us breaking out again and heading towards the top. And once we get towards the top of this line, we're going to get rejected. If we even make it all the way up to the top of this line, this RSI, with this hidden bearish divergence in the RSI, see this high in the RSI corresponds to that high. So we made a lower high in the price, a higher high in the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence. So we're making classic bearish divergence on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. We're making hidden bearish divergence on the daily chart, and on the weekly chart, it's neither bearish nor bullish. There's convergence between the RSI and the price, but it's a clear bear pennant that we're seeing both on the daily and on the weekly. It's a bear flag, basically, a nice big honking bear flag, and it is telling us basically that we're going to be heading down. Most likely, the likelihood is, yes, we're going to pump for a little while, but we're going to hit resistance. We're going to get rejected. We're going to come down and retest somewhere around $1,000. All right, folks, I hope that helps. That's all I got for you today. Make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment letting me know what you think. It really helps the algorithm. This year, I intend to make a lot more content. Be on the lookout for my shorts. I've been putting out a bunch of shorts. I already started putting out a bunch of shorts. I hope to put out a lot of shorts this year. And let me know what you think. But check out my Patreon community. We are actively trading there. $19 a month, and you can anticipate, I believe that even if we're very mildly successful, you can make $500 to $1,000 a month trading in the bear market. So that's not bad at all. All right, folks, remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my thoughts and my opinions. But above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.